me through this identification shit, and they ain't been like really follow me. You're probably wondering, why does he have a flashlight? Why does he have a flashlight? Stay right here. That's a spot where the chickens was at, remember? Explain. Keep playing with me. Keep playing. I'm telling you, man. Y'all know what this is? Just let me know what it is. But, I mean, I know what it is, but love to everybody. Get prepared. I'm with all the smoke. I'm with all the smoke. I'm with all the smoke. All the smoke. All the smoke. All the smoke. That's the spot where the chickens was at. Right, y'all. We've been going through it with the landlord. For a while now. I'm gonna break down the story when I get on the inside. Lock the door. So y'all can see this is the shop. You haven't been here in a while. Because we've been going through some things with the landlord. You can see the lights don't work. They cut the power on us.
Do it again?
They cut the power on us. None of the lights work. They cut the power, right? Well, water still going. Shut the shop and everything running.
And when it falls down, who you gonna call now? Math, Hoffa. Shout out to everyone out there that watches this content, whether religiously or in passing. My name's Vada. I tell you, mama, I say hi. I've been getting hit up about this math subject for probably the last 2 days, you know what I'm saying? Math Hoffa, if you don't know, my expert opinion, started with the battle rap, went on, got big, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, obviously, the pride comes before the fall.
Organic. I understand these niggas now.
Yeah.
I understand them. Until you are in a boss position, you're not gonna understand like what it takes to run everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The entitlement that comes along with the people who play a role, but they're not necessarily the key roles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
he was supposed to shoot, once we signed the contract, he promised to shoot 6 to 8 shows. He never did it. He never paid us on time. Never did it. Right? He never sent me the contract back signed, never did it. He deposited the bonus and paid us up until he owes me for 2 more shows and owes him for 2 more shows. He can't talk to me about nothing. But if you go to Revolt and take my likeness that you don't have permission for, and I don't care if I say it on camera, he says, well, let me take the ones out that he's not in. I'm in all the monumental ones. Duh. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, like Homeboy said, if he wanted to get me and Han off the show, he waited too fucking long. All his monumental shit, from Fat Joe to Guru to Bimmy to Tony Yayo to Remy Ma, all his monumental shit was with us. Every time that we went on Shade Room, if we went on Shade Room 6 times, it was because of this man's questions 5 times.
And how they feel and how they look at things, they can't fathom like the overall picture that a boss has to look at things at. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's taught me a lot.
He comes up with the content. He comes up with the questions. I don't do none of that. He was doing that for the show. So when people,
I popped out.
You popped out.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
And I'll talk about, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the things that people saw, that we saw as far as what's going on with him right now. You know what I'm saying? The last time I think I blogged on Math, I was talking about how Math Hoffa had ended his battle rap career with the Sue Surf thing. You know what I'm saying? That blog actually got a lot of response. A lot of people was talking about it or whatever the case may be. But I will take you back, right? Math Hoffa was actually one of the first big stars per se in New York, or had the trajectory to be a star, whether, you know, his battles that he had on the early URL days, the Fight Club days, him versus Iron Solomon. A lot of those battles helped build Math as who he was, you know what I'm saying? He started making a name. You got the Dose joint where he snuffed Dose.
Welcome in the niggas to... Yo, son, get on my face, son. Yes, sir. Get on my face, son.
And then he went on and he continued to have battles, you know what I'm saying? He had the Serious Jones, and then Math became known as a hothead, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people had knew it. Smack had did the old famous interview. I don't know if I could allow some Math back on URL, Shun, you know what I'm saying, after what Math had did with the Serious Jones. Math had also been one of the first battles on URL when he battled T-Rex, you know, with the Randy, like the blood on my Timbs, his name Randy, my name Randy, just like one of my men's, you know what I'm saying? That he was, what happened when it was pistol time, you ain't get it popping with them 999s. Y'all niggas, remember Math Hoffa, you know what I'm saying? He had that, they yapped you and was gone before you touched the floor. They found out it was fake, now they want you up some more. Look what Brooklyn do. Every time I look at you, I want to put a fist, knife, foot, or a bullet through. That was back in the days when battle rap would be released by one round at a time, and you learned the rounds. I'm not reading Math Hoffa's material, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would learn them, because back in the days, it wasn't 5 million battle rappers, and it wasn't an event every week, you know what I'm saying? So Math Hoffa definitely became an intricate member of battle rap. And there may be little points here and there that I may miss, because this is not like a documentary. It's just going from down a timeline of where Math is at to where he's at now. So he continued on doing his thing, you know what I mean? And we could fast forward a little bit. And Math Hoffa had always had drama with him, you know what I'm saying? From the Louis the 13, or Louis, you know what I'm saying, the dude from Dot Mob. He had the situation with Murder Mook, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly. People Chaser allegedly went upside Mook. He went upside Mook's head. Mook had the staples and shit like that. And he continued on. But part of his moniker was being a bully, you know what I'm saying? The bully thing kind of like meshed well. He was on one of the first Summer Madnesses. He got bodied by Calico, and he was managed by Norbs with the whole NYB thing, him, Cortez, Misfit, and New York was getting a little bit of light and air, because battle rappers were just starting to come up. You had Loaded Lux, you had K-Shine, you had Loaded Lux, Murder Mood, K-Shine, the Harlem faction, Charlie Clips was starting to do his thing, and Math was Brooklyn. Super Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Look what Brooklyn do. Like I said, he had Cortez with him too, and he continued to do his thing, right? There became a disconnect, because his battle rap started to rise and make it to the next level. Math Hoffa was not really included, or he was not really booked frequently. He'll get booked every now and then, you know what I'm thinking? I think his last battle on URL was Geechee a couple years ago, and that wasn't too bad of a battle too. But Math Hoffa started doing the blogging thing. He had a channel, he was blogging on regular shit first, playing his music in the background. And Math Hoffa's music was always a point of discontention for people because he will always play his music regardless. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? I've played my music too, but I don't play it for like 40 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever the case. And then the Kiki drama came in with the whole Kiki hard body situation with the whole, you know, she tried to put a charge on him, but then she took it off, and then she did. I don't know. She tried to bring some bullshit to the culture saying Math Hoffa did some shit to her, and then he had to fight and defend that. See, the thing is, a lot of people don't understand is that even though somebody may put something on you or try to accuse you of something, it's the fight afterwards. So he had to fight for his name, fight for his brand, fight for his reputation. And it got a little, and a lot of these times that things happen with Math, it always got a little murky and ugly, but he always found his way back out. He had a lot of resilience, you know what I'm saying, with the Dose shit, with the Jones shit, then with the disaster, you know what I'm saying. That took a lot of aura points because Math had been known for the bully for so long. He tells Diz, do it. Diz does it, right?
With me. We're gonna beat the living algebra out of you.
I will. Don't dare me to, yeah.
Right? So with that first 5-6 minutes, we pretty much got a culmination of a lot of Math Hoffa's career. He did walk in on Sue Surf while he was doing the interview, you know what I'm saying, with 15 Minutes of Fame. Shout out to Heavy Bags, one of those famous old interviews. He walked in on him, and he's always been known for doing that. He walked in on Surf again when he was on the URL shit. You know, remember the pay-per-view shit when he walked up in the interview and he got in Surf's face and was talking all that shit or whatever the case may be. Math wanted, and you can't tell me he didn't, he wanted the streets, the love, and all of the shit. Surf was always getting it. Niggas like Surf always got the love, always had the streets, always been, you know what I'm saying, pretty signed up and co-signed with what they do. Math wanted that, but, you know, it never really, to me, this is, like I said, everything I'm saying is my personal opinion. So Math is doing the blogging thing. And he started doing regular blogging, you know what I'm saying, blogging on regular shit. I think he even covered some battles at times, you know what I'm saying. He'll talk about battles and this, that, and the third. But then he crossed over and got into the hip hop media, you know.
Big boy. And after that thing don't went. Stop! Over here! Back up, boy! That's Be a big boy.
No rapper can rap quite
like I can.
Take a muscle-bound man
and put his face in the sand. Yo, that is the first like actual rap record that I learned.
all the
as a
way
kid.
through, like memorized.
Yeah, like my cousin got a Walkman for Christmas, and I stole it, and I was just walking around listening to that song because they got him the single. They didn't.
Saying when he first started doing My Expert Opinion, he had a lot of battle rappers. He had the K-Shine on there. It was a Murder Move joint on there. Loaded Lux had been on there. He was heavy battle rap. Knowledge, shout out to Knowledge. Misfit was on there. Quartet. A lot of people was on there at the beginning. But once it started to rise, there was, disconnects. And then they disappeared. You know what I'm saying? So Misfit wasn't there no more. Knowledge wasn't there. Knowledge had been in and out, and he's been on different joints since then. But Math separated. Had a bunch of other hosts and shit like that, and then he fell out with a lot of his hosts. A lot of his hosts had the same grievances. I'm not getting paid on time. Math is hating on me. You know what I'm saying?
The same guy, Smitty, is the one saying, yo, all y'all need to work this out. This is the product that I told them that they were going to have. Yeah. They don't have this same product. But what the problem is that when you're not valued for what you bring to the table, nobody's going to matter.
You were valued by Revolt.
No,
for the people.
I was valued by everybody else beside Math.
Got you.
And it's one thing that Math never really did in all of this. You don't ever see him really take accountability. It's always everybody else's fault but Math, right? You know what I'm saying? It's always been that way. He never really takes accountability. He could lose 100 co-hosts. He could lose whatever the case may be. Whatever drama, it's never his fault. Right?
Sitting up on their show, the Weasel Show. The Weasel Show. Two weasels. You weasels. Old Math. I'm getting every click. I'm getting every click. All the weasels.
Right? So let's keep it moving. he started doing the My Expert Opinion thing. It took off. You know what I'm saying? He had guests on there. I mean, some fucking legendary interviews on there. He had the fucking 21 Savage. He had the Baby. He had Jadakiss. He had Coil Ray. He had Robert F. Kennedy. Then nigga had, you name it, you name it, they were there.
And Juvenile, two legends in the game. How you guys doing tonight?
We good, bro. We good.
Man, feeling good.
It's 50 years of hip hop. What does that mean to you guys?
I mean, hip hop grew us up.
Yeah.
Ja Rule and Mav's work continued to elevate to where he got online with the Gillies of the world, the Wallows of the world, the fucking biggest drink champ podcast. He became one, and people that was in the community of battle rap and all of that had seen it. Some people were happy, some people weren't. But for me, I personally was happy because I seen Mav, continue to elevate. He started doing the Legends Only battle shit. It was heavily respected. The recap that I did of him and Method Man is damn near, is over 100,000. Hold on.
I see you shining, nigga. I can smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
So everything I'm saying, or I'm gonna say in this, is with all due respect to Math. You know what I'm saying? Like Math versus Method Man. Let me see Math versus Method Man. My recap, it probably did 100,000. I know it did 100,000 because now I was like, wow. So that showed, that joint's at 121,000. And then I did a second joint, which did 40,000. But the actual recap is at 120,000 views. You know what I'm saying? So that was back when, and he did mention something about the back wins, you know what I'm saying? So back then, it was COVID. A lot of people don't understand, like in that COVID era, like when COVID was just like going through that 2019, 2020, a lot of people were stuck in the house. So views was through the roof, you know what I'm saying? You were doing 120,000, you doing 100,000, you do 50,000. I did a video talking about Math Hoffa versus a Method Man that did like 40, 50,000, and the recap did 120. So back, if a small bloggers is doing numbers like that, imagine what he was doing. He was doing millions and millions and millions of views.
On the tables or what?
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. Same thing.
I've heard rumors of Math was making up to $40,000, $50,000 a month. 40, 50 grand a month.
They ain't gonna come up to me with no shit like that. They ain't gonna break no deals to me like that. They never know what I might say on the camera. So
right? But he wasn't paying his people. It's too many stories coming out about niggas complaining about their money, not getting paid on time, and the drama just kept happening. And meanwhile, all of us in life, all you really want is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always thankful for the opportunities, regardless of what the fact may be. I'm happy and I'm thankful for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got an opportunity on Fox 5. I take that opportunity. I try to parlay it. I do my thing. We move on. We do what we're doing. And we keep progressing and growing. I use the platform. I brought artists up there. We bring artists up. And you got to kind of like try to help support the ecosystem that you're in, right? And so Mav Hoffa, he continues to do his thing. But it's always some friction, always some drama. But like I said at the beginning of this, he always found a way to bounce back. He bounced back, continue doing interviews, continue doing this. And then this nigga, he winds up on the BET Awards, shoulder to shoulder with all of the people that he wants to be around. He's doing hip hop media. He is on fire. Making money. But Math, we always knew somehow Math would find a way to fumble a bag or to do, you know what I'm saying? Because as he got on, as he got better, he starts coming back around. He got security guards with him. He's showing up to URL. He showed up to a URL event with bodyguards and a mink on and shit, looking like Frank Lucas. And a lot of us is looking at this nigga like, yo, you one of us. Like, I understand, your protection and things like that. But he came back with the Gucci. Y'all remember when he had the Gucci hat on and all that shit? Just came back to stunt, you know what I'm saying? Like to stunt on your niggas. And I be saying, the pride come before the fall, because the same people you see on the way up is the same people you going to see on the way down. I'm like one of the last people to blog about this, but this happened like in the last couple of days, and I've seen, when I typed Math Hoffa's name, it might have been 30 blogs out there. And every one of them got views. Every one. 10,000, 20,000, because niggas, it's crab in the bucket syndrome. A lot of people that wasn't doing what you were doing and didn't have those opportunities, or may have been slighted by you, they're happy to see you fall. They're happy to see the downfall of what is happening. Math Hoffa lost the barbershop, or is losing, or lost it, you know what I'm saying? From what he was saying and from what I got gathered from research is he was subleasing it from another person who wasn't paying the other person. Then the light bill became $7,000 and all this other shit. He goes to the shop, he checks it, he's got a flashlight, and he's like, yo, I understand what's happening with Adam 22 and all of the podcasters. No, my nigga. You was making too much money to not have your own shit. You ain't have your own situation. You ain't have your own place where you can go to.
This nigga's scared. Ain't nobody scared, man. I just told you I had a DJ Saturday night. Fuck that shit.
Not somebody else's barbershop, because what he was saying is that like he would have to record in between, you know what I'm saying, when people didn't have customers, and then you got to wait on different artists' schedule. And I know this from dealing with, you deal with artists, you got to deal with their schedule. Motherfuckers being late, 2 hours late, 3 hours late, and all this other crazy shit. So I understand that. But I say that to say this. I don't think Mav preserved his future or invested enough in himself to where when hard times come, or when you're not making money like you was in 2019 or during COVID and all of that shit, you still could have a viable product. Mav Hoffa, I seen his last blogs doing like 2,000 views, 2,500 views, and he got a 1 million subscriber channel. I didn't even know it was possible to have a 1 million subscriber channel and do 1,000 views and 2,000 views and shit like that. He's still doing numbers, I'm sure, because he built up a catalog, and all of the old episodes people are going to continue to watch, they're going to continue to endorse and shit like that. But for Mav, it's like the math ain't mathing, my nigga. Like, you had all that you had all that money, and you here with us? This is like the nigga that quits the job, or he leave, or you see him there, he back in the hood. You looking at him like,
Listen to this nigga. Don't listen to this nigga. Don't listen to this nigga. This nigga ain't got no sense.
you made it. Like, why are you back here? You should not be here talking about no 4PF Rico or no goddamn in your living room or in the you know what I'm saying, in the crib. We expecting you to elevate, to take it to the next level, to have a real situation like how No Jumper has their own studio or their own setup or their own whatever the case may be. Why the hell do we see you back on the block with us? Ain't no fucking way. Math, no goddamn way. This nigga spent all that money on outfits.
Come on, my nigga.
Mav spent generational wealth on fucking outfits. And they ain't got a fucking thing to show for it. I don't give a fuck about no watch, no chain, no coat, no hat. If you ain't got nothing to show for it, you was making that kind of money. Like that kind of money. And then, you know, he got into it with a lot of famous people.
I don't even know what the fuck it's about. But what, is there some sort of issue with you and Matt?
I don't got no issue with that nigga. You know, I be disrespecting the man there because I think he's a clown. You know, he be bullying dudes, and then, you know, when the white dude went in his mouth and beat him up, what's the white dude named Disaster? That's his name, Disaster, the battle rapper?
Disaster.
That's the one who fucked him up, right? Yeah, Mav Hoffa was like, oh, they jumped me. They didn't, you know what I mean?
Got into it with Hassan Campbell. That's a nigga, you know, you get into it with Hassan, he gonna go wherever he need to go with it. So he got into it with Hassan Campbell. He had some more famous beefs. Then he did the interview that he calls the most valuable interview to him, but it was very controversial.
They're all black and Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And I sit there with them and I'm like, and they don't believe it. They don't understand. Because they on Twitter and they doing a little something, but I don't know what the fuck these people doing. Like, they're confused. They fuck with the wrong nigga. That's the problem. Fat Joe the wrong one.
Because I think people outside of New York, it's hard for them to understand, you know, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans.
Let's start by this. These rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that.
Interview with Fat Joe, you know what I'm saying? You interviewing a Puerto Rican guy, he talking about black people, and he down talking black people. That shit went viral. They hated Mav Hoffa for that. So when you combine some of those moves with the mismanagement, see, the crazy thing is, when the economy was good before COVID, you know what I'm saying, you could afford to live better with less. Now the economy is high and you not making the amount of money that you were. So now you was making money when the economy was good. You know what I'm saying? So you balling, you know what I'm saying? You balling, you doing your thing. You at the BET Awards, you hosting, you got coats on, you wearing minks, you showing up with bodyguards and shit like that. You was living that fucking life.
I wanna do this a lot more.
I love how this feels. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all people something out there. If y'all not believers in yourself or the people around you that are a strong team, you will never make it in life. You have to believe in the people around you, and you have to have the ability to listen and communicate how you feel. That's how you get along in life. Stay strong out there, man.
Don't follow the dick riders. Do your own thing.
Be sucker free.
Be sucker free.
Y'all remember him from the Averb battle? Second round? Stay surrounded by love, man. Stay surrounded by love.
The economy done shifted and the money you making, and then you got drama because you're not paying people.
In his mind, and then, but
He's hating. When you got hate in your blood like that, you can't see clearly.
Jealousy?
You got to ask him. I call it, what I call it is hating. If you go get a bag, if you go get a bag, right, and you're getting a bag involved with these people and you're using ways to try to not to pay them and do all that, that's hate, bro. That ain't jealousy, you hating. You can be jealous. You can be jealous as well. You can be a jealous ass hater, nigga, because that happens.
You married and
So you're not paying people, and then you got drama, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas is actually, I'm sure they got some kind of addition to the show, and I'm not gonna be one to act like I was a huge, my expert opinion guy. Like, there's a lot I probably didn't see 80% of the episodes. Well, most of them, because they too long. Like, I didn't have 2-3 hours. When you're doing content, you got kids, you got family, you got business, you don't have time to sit down and watch somebody for 3-4. I ain't got it. I don't have it personally. But I watched and I saw clips when I could, and I always was, supportive, and I always liked what Mav Hoffa did, you know what I'm saying? When he did the battles, I recapped them. I mean, he wrote the battle and met the man, so at the end of the day, it took away some shit, but when it happened, it was an exciting thing. So now you're looking at the situation here, where it's like, niggas who never had your opportunity don't want to hear no fucking excuses. Do you think I want to see Mav Hoffa with a mouthful of excuses as to why a nigga who was making $40,000, $50,000 a month lost their shop?
I hope so.
Okay. And you back down here, you back at the web, you back at Amazon. What are you doing? Like, there is no way you should be talking about it's a war against podcasters and yada yada yada. Why is niggas who blog, like regular bloggers like us, I don't do a fraction of the numbers that Mav Hoffa does. But you don't look at me, ain't nobody ever gonna look at this camera, look at me and see, oh man, I'm doing bad or whatever the case may be. I'm doing good. And I don't even go to no 9 to 5 every day. So there's no way that you didn't have a job, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't see you, I never heard of you, you know what I'm saying? Because you was talking about it in one of the videos too, not having, not job and the finances and yada yada yada. But I'm looking at my nigga like, you had it too good. And I ain't gonna lie, back in them COVID months, you probably make 3, 4, 5 times the money that you'll make on YouTube and all that shit now. You definitely was, because people was home. If I dropped a recap of a Math and Method Man battle today, if they battle today, if it did 10,000, whatever, that'd be great. But 100,000? Niggas was making generational wealth back then. And I can speak to it because I blog. Like I said, I'm not at the level of any of those guys, but at the same time, I do have a niche audience who will watch the things that I talk about. And to see Mav go from up there somewhere to like, you're doing little 2,000 view blogs. I mean, like, Mav, you really, if I were you, you should have had your own space. You know what I'm saying? You definitely should have had your own dedicated space. It didn't even have to be a fucking barbershop or nothing. You just needed your own space to where you could call home. You subleasing from a slumlord in New York, and I'm looking at the gate on the shit. It looked like you going into a goddamn crack house. You should have known that was not gonna last for long. But sometimes niggas be cutting corners, be trying to be cheap. When you have your own employees that's mad, you know what I'm saying? They saying their biggest issue with you is not getting paid. It only comes to wreak its ugly head at the end. Now, the talent is there. Could he bounce back? I've seen Mav Hoffa bounce back from 3, 4, 5 different situations. So can he bounce back is not a question. Willie is another thing. Now, like I said, this is all just research that I did this morning on my way back to the gym, and like I said, this is not every single instance of math included in one, but at the same time, he's had a lot of different things. Niggas put out like the audio of him and his girl and all of that shit. And I remember when I blogged on it, people got in their feelings. I be saying that I don't care about nobody's feelings when I blog. I blog about whatever I want, and I tell niggas, you don't like it, don't watch it.
Sound like a real nigga to me.
Just cut it off and do something else with your day. But when we hear these stories, I hear this shit, yeah, I speak about it. But as far as the math thing, like I said, I'm probably one of, you know what I'm saying, I heard about it and I started doing my research, and for me to see someone who was on television, one of the biggest names in media, talking about being bankrupt and the shop is gone. Yo, I got hit up. The only reason why I'm even blogging about it, I must have got hit up 5 times about this. Easily, within the last 24 hours. And I kind of was like sometimes with a story, and bloggers would tell you, you would hear it, you'd be like, all right, cool, man, whatever. Yeah, you lost the shop, all right, bet. Then when you hear about it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, you're like, man, let me look into this shit. What is going on? And yeah, so Math basically fumbled the bag, you know, very cocky, very, very braggadocious, very, you know, they start, once these niggas, it's like soon as niggas get a little money, they start turning into philosophers, telling you what God this, and, you know, without this, and all of this, and you be looking like, you was just here with us, my nigga, like, oh my goodness. So, yeah, shout out to Math Hoffa, you know what I mean, it's a Friday. The algorithm is algorithm. I see everybody else getting to it. I'm like, shit, let me throw my little spice on the rice and we'll call it what it may. Other than that, man, salute to every single one of y'all. Don't get a gun involved. You already know what the fuck going on. But yeah, Math, man, that's crazy. Ain't no fucking way. How the hell are you back in a barbershop? I mean, how the hell are you back in the crib? And you made it. 1 million subscribers, my nigga. Oh my God, bro. I'm disappointed. I am highly disappointed. I'm out.